Welcome to another aXpire update, this time for week 40 of 2019. This week we're nearing the completion of two new product sites, one for Resolver and one for Biller. The aXpire.com website rehaul is also underway and we'll share sneak peeks as they become available. In sales and overall project news, Gary and Matt, our CEO and COO, are in New York to meet with current and potential clients for several of our products, including Biller, Resolver, and also digital shares. There's also been some interest for one of our incubated startups products, namely Healthgate's pre-authorization platform. On the digital shares or tokenization side of things, we also have an event coming up which we'll be able to share news of with you all soon. It is invite only and it is hosted by both us and one of the very top companies in the blockchain space. We're quite excited about it. That's all for the project side of this week's update. Obviously, we're also making strides in product development, but I will refrain from updating more on products until we complete or launch an interesting component or product. We're very much looking forward to the launch of Paybox, as well as to the grand reopening, if you will, of Matchbox. Next, we have This Week in Crypto, bringing a collection of news and happenings from this past week to your attention, as well as giving you our brief opinion on them. This week, there have been a lot of interesting news related to the development of the space. A division of the United States Department of Homeland Security, for example, announced that they were giving a nearly $150,000 grant to an innovative blockchain startup. This grant was given through the Silicon Valley Innovation Program, a program that awards grants of up to $800,000 to startups creating advanced security solutions for the Department of Homeland Security. The startup in question, Danube Tech, is working to create a solution utilizing blockchain technology as a means to combat forgery and counterfeiting. The DHS's press release stated that several U.S. entities could benefit from a blockchain-based solution, saying, quote, DHS operational components such as the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, the Transportation Security Administration, and the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services issue, validate, and verify eligibility requirements, licenses and certifications for travel, citizenship and immigration status, employment eligibility, and supply chain security. Current issuance processes are often paper-based, do not facilitate data exchange, and use systems that could be susceptible to loss, destruction, forgery, and counterfeiting. S&T is exploring the application of blockchain and DLT to issue credentials digitally to enhance security, ensure interoperability, and prevent forgery and counterfeiting. This is another instance of great news for the blockchain space when it comes to direct applications of the technology that serve a real purpose. In semi-similar news, the venture capital investment firm Andreessen Horowitz also announced that they were launching a crypto startup school. Andreessen Horowitz are no strangers to the cryptoverse, having their own crypto-focused investment divisions invested in companies and protocols such as Coinbase, Compound Finance, Maker, and even CryptoKitties. A general partner at the firm told the crypto publication The Block the following in regards to the announcement, saying, quote, we are going to run a startup school for crypto-specific startups, and what we've learned over the last 7 years will serve as best practices in this category. The school will aim to help entrepreneurs create innovative and ultimately successful businesses based on their groundbreaking ideas, having Andreessen Horowitz as a guiding light and mentor in the maze that is the blockchain industry. This news comes off the back of an industry-wide shift towards supporting infrastructure to allow ease of innovation. Several industry leaders are offering platforms or programs where entrepreneurs receive help in making their ideas a reality. And according to a study done by Coinbase, 56% of the top 50 leading universities worldwide offer courses related to cryptocurrency or blockchain technology. This is great to see, and we certainly hope to see even more platforms and projects jump on the bandwagon, facilitating the creation of the much-awaited killer app or killer apps, along with the general integration of the technology into everyday life. We've even helped businesses ourselves through the acquisition of B2W and their incubator clients, helping Healthgates create and introduce their product to mid to large-sized hospitals and pharmaceutical companies. Elsewhere, Apple CEO Tim Cook was interviewed by a French media magazine on various topics, including digital currencies. During the interview, Tim Cook stated that Apple had no plans to create their own currency, saying, quote, I think currency should remain in the hands of the state. I'm not comfortable with the idea that a private entity can create a modern currency. Whilst we disagree with the notion of the state being the only entity to operate a currency, given that we believe Bitcoin and other decentralized systems to be viable as well, we agree with Tim Cook. The keyword for alternative currencies beyond fiat is decentralized. Libra is not a currency we're positive about simply because it lends control over monetary policy to an obviously biased private company or a consortium of companies. No private company should have their own currency. However, Bitcoin is not a private company, nor a consortium of companies. It is a decentralized and trustless network, and therefore it is also a viable, if not better, alternative to fiat. Any centralized alternative, including fiat, will always have weak points. Cook doesn't think so, however, adding to his belief in state-controlled currency by saying, quote, "Currency, like defense, should remain in the hands of states. It's at the heart of their mission. We elect our representatives in order for them to assume the responsibilities of government. Businesses are not elected. They should not encroach on this space." Regardless, we respect Apple's decision in not going the Facebook route of creating a Forex cryptocurrency, which is essentially what Libra is. It is a centralized currency in the hands of a serial privacy violation offender. Touching upon Libra, there has also been some interesting rumblings related to at least 3 of the Libra Association's backers having second doubts in light of recent regulatory scrutiny. PayPal is reported to be amongst one of these 3 doubting companies considering bailing out of the association. More on that as news develop. Speaking of Libra, the United States House Financial Services Committee has requested that Mark Zuckerberg, founder and CEO of Facebook, appear in front of their committee to testify about the Stablecoin project. The committee attached their request to an invitation to Facebook's COO, Sheryl Sandberg, inviting her to explain the Libra project's roadmap to the committee, but only if Mr. Zuckerberg were to consent to appear before the committee before January of 2020. United States regulators have definitely not been very positive about Libra. We don't necessarily expect this to change. What will be really interesting to see is whether Libra is able to launch at all in the US. We'll certainly continue following the developments. That's all for this week's update. Thanks for watching.